everyone, welcome to BizTalk, World Talk Show presented by ClickAway Creators. Today we have Nuran El Bousselli with us. Nuran is a business professional specialized in the health and beauty sector. For over 15 years, she has worked on a wide variety of health and beauty categories to launch brands, grow brands, and enter markets. Her journey was associated with some of the industry's product and electronic gurus such as L'Oreal, Dabur India, Philips, as well as new market entrants such as Imami International. Nuran has extensively worked in the health and beauty sector in her home country, Egypt, as well as in other markets. During her career path, Nuran grew brands in the variety of premium and mass segments of the following categories, from hair care and styling to skin care, color cosmetics, male grooming, fragrances, OTC health drugs, electronic beauty, and we can go on and on, of course. In 2020, Nuran founded Bozyard consultancy firm along with her seasoned partner, specialized in the health and beauty sector itself, with a shared vision of building a cosmetic business enterprise that became a hub to SMEs. With the help of a multinational exposure to markets and business practice, the partners aim to link with market talents at different stages to offer them professional and applicable services in the areas of linking business partners. I can absolutely go on and on when it comes to her achievements and awards, but I will, without any further ado, I'll just introduce you to the woman herself. Hello, Nuran, how are you?
Hello, how are you?
I am absolutely amazing. It's a pleasure to have you on board with us. And I'm really looking forward to a lot of insights about your journey. So please brief us about your journey so far, how it has been.
Thank you for having me. My journey has been very interesting, very intense. So let's just start from the beginning. I graduated from college and I just knew what I wanted. I had so much passion for the health and beauty industry, and I just wanted to dedicate my career to that. So I started looking for jobs within the industry, and I landed my first job with an Indian company called Dabur. Dabur is an FMCG in the health and beauty sector with a lot of products and a lot of innovations. And I was so lucky to be part of this team at such a stage where the company was growing extensively. I joined the company when it was doing 70 million Egyptian pounds, and I left the company when it was doing 360 million Egyptian pounds 3 years later. It was just a great experience, and I learned so much about marketing, about product development, about business management, and that led me to my next opportunity with L'Oreal in Egypt. So L'Oreal was still a very young company in Egypt with a lot of brands that were making their way to the market. I was managing the Garnier brand, and that was also another very, very interesting endeavor. And I was able to grow the market share of the brand extensively in different categories. And I was able to implement a lot of strategies that just reposition the brand in the market to become a leader in its categories. So later on, I moved to Imami International, which is another Indian company stepping large foot in the region, and I was very lucky to be part of their team in the Middle East. We worked on a lot of markets with a lot of initiatives to target the Arab market, the Arab consumers in these markets. And after 15 years of this journey with a lot of very reputable companies, I met with one of the greatest people I've had encounter with in my entire career, and that's my business partner, Sarah. And that's when we started to put together both our experiences to help small and mid-sized companies in the industry to grow their business and to launch new products and to develop new products, set strategies, implement them. So we started Bozyard in 2020, in January of 2020. And it's been really great since then. I've got the opportunity to work with a lot of amazing companies in their path to growth and to success. We've worked with makeup companies, with personal care, with different kind of cosmetic and health companies. And the journey has been very rewarding so far.
That is a beautiful journey, indeed, Nuran. But I'm sure that nothing comes easy, nothing good at least comes easy. So, can we also throw light on the obstacles that you have faced in this path of success? And of course, there must be. And how did you supersede them? How did you overcome it?
Well, I can go on and on about obstacles, but let me just shed the light on one of the most prominent obstacles I've been facing throughout my journey, and that is the voices that hold you back. And there are a lot. No matter what you do, even if you're doing something as simple as buying a sandwich, someone will have an opinion about the amount of calories in that sandwich and whether it's good for you or not. So every business decision you make, every move in your career, even in your personal life, you'll have a lot of voices that hold you back. I remember one time a colleague of mine, as I resigned from one of the companies, came to me and said, how could you destroy your career like that? And just because I was making a career move, that person felt that I was destroying my career. And another person said that now that you've become a mother, there's no way you can continue doing what you're doing. And I can go on and on forever about the amount of voices that just hold you back. You can't do this. There's no way this is happening. And the thing is that you have to learn to distinguish between the voices that hold you back, the opinions, and the actual advice that you need to listen to. And this is what you gain by experience and by time, because you cannot also disregard everybody's opinion. There are a lot of things to learn. There's a lot of advice, sound advice that you can take that can guide you out throughout your journey. However, you just have to know that every voice that tries to hold you back is speaking of their own limitation. It's not speaking of your own, of your capabilities, of what you can achieve. So after all, I just learned to listen to my own voice, to what it says to me, and just keep moving.
Thank you so much for sharing that with us. I guess it's more important to know about the obstacles and how does a person overcome them, rather than just reaching to a place where success started, right? Because from the obstacles you learn, from failures you learn a lot.
Yes.
Now, when we're talking about people and their noises, let's talk about your team. What are your methods of team or people management? Now, these are the people that you're close to, these are the people that you work with. So we're really excited to know about how do you manage them.
Well, the people factor is a driver to any business. I mean, you can, no matter how much technology you rely on, at the end of the day, it's people who manage the technology even. So my main tool to manage people, or to work with people rather than manage them, is number one is to connect. So you have to stay connected. You need to listen a lot to what the other person is conveying, what their real motives are, what drives them, what demotivates them. And also to always keep an honest communication. That's something that my partner and I make sure to have it going on all the time, to keep an open door and a very honest conversation between us that keeps us in always moving in the right direction.
Thank you so much, Nuran, for throwing light on that as well. One thing that I really want to ask, that's like a personal question. Now you're a mom. You are also, working on Boss Yard. You have been working like over 15 years. You have been working. At the same time, you manage a team. You're doing a lot of things, right? Now, usually we see that at times, we all get burned up. I'm sure you must have had your, moments as well. But how do you manage your time? That's my main question. Because to me, it sounds like a lot. I can't even manage my two dogs. I mean, but you're managing the entire team, you're managing your work, you're managing also your relations with your team and your partner, and at the same time, your family. How do you do all of that?
Well, I just make sure to keep my priorities in check all the time. I keep the priorities clear every day, make sure I'm not diverting away from that. I also learn to recognize my capabilities and know when to take a break, when to push further, when to ask for help. That's very important for time management. Also, to be able to juggle so many balls at the same time, you need to be very honest with yourself about what you can and can't do. And that's it. Just keeping my priorities in front of my eyes all the time keeps me being able to manage my schedule and what needs to be done one thing at a time.
Lovely. Now, just one more follow-up question. Uh, how did motherhood affect your path to success? No, actually, I'm asking you the wrong question. As we all know that this is something which is like a life-changing moment for a woman, right? So, what have you learned after this, which has led you to more success in life, if I can frame it like that?
Regarding motherhood?
Just how the motherhood has affected in terms of learning and experience and everything, which has led to more success in your life.
Well, the moment you become a mother, a lot of, again, the voices that hold you back will tell you that it's challenging and it's difficult, and it is. But let me tell you that nothing has been a bigger source or driver for my success rather than becoming a mom. I've learned so much since the first day I had my first baby. I'm a mother of two. That's when I understood that my capabilities can expand so far beyond what I thought, that I become so many people. I can be a teacher and a nurse and a psychologist and a lot of other roles. It's just, it expands you so much, and it stretches how much you can do and how much you're willing to go further to do it. I've gained so many skills. I've been motivated every day by my kids to become a better person. And there's no more driver for success than that.
Thank you, Nuran, for answering that answer into words. I'm sure the experience is something else. But thank you so much for putting it that, so beautifully in front of our viewers. Sadly, we have come to an end of this conversation, but before I let you go, what advice would you want to give to the young professionals in your industry?
Well, there are a lot of, motivational speeches out there for young professionals to follow. But what has really helped me in my journey so far, maybe I can summarize them in like 4 points. Number one is to focus. So what really helped me from the beginning of my career is that I knew what I wanted and I just kept pursuing that. And every time my path diverted from that, I just kept going back to it. So it kept things going and it led me somewhere. The more focused you are, the more you are determined to get where you want to get. And the second thing that I was taught at a very early stage was to be learnable. And by learnable, I mean that you never fail to learn from every opportunity you can. You never know too much or have so much experience that you just can't get any more. And that's a challenge as you grow in your career or your business, or the more you become successful, the more you start developing this confidence that you know it all, or that you've learned it all. And it's just not true. Every time you meet a new person, there's something new to learn from them, and there's something, because the world is also changing very fast. So you need to be learnable all through the journey. Some of the best leaders I've met are way more experienced and ahead of their game, and they are just, I found them all to have this trait that they're always willing to listen to a new idea and to learn something new. And the third advice I would give is to face adversity with a very fierce attitude. So adversity is gonna show up anyway, no matter what path you've chosen, whether you have a corporate career, whether you have a startup business, whether you in your personal life. So all of these difficulties will keep coming up, and you have to fight the fight every day. You have to have that mentality of how can we fix it always, rather than, okay, we have a problem. Well, the only question to ask then is, how can we fix it? And so a lot of motivational speeches will tell you never to give up. But what I suggest otherwise is that if you fail, if you are in the face of difficulties, what's more important than before not giving up is to understand why, what happened, and to address these issues moving forward, because that's the only thing that will guarantee a better outcome. So you keep on trying and trying, but make sure that when you try and you don't give up, you are trying in the correct direction, in a different direction than what led you to this difficulty in the first place. And well, my final advice would be, no matter what you're doing, don't lose yourself in the process. So everybody starts off with these sets of values and, you know, what makes you who you are. And a lot of people just lose it on the way. So if you want to be successful, if you want to be famous or rich or have this great business or whatever you want to do in your life, there are a lot of shortcuts, but what matters at the end of the day is how you get there, because that's just who will look back at you in the mirror at the end of the day. And what determines whether you actually succeed or not is whether you're happy about that person looking back at you in the mirror. So just don't lose yourself on the way.
Thank you, Nuran. It was beautiful, and it was just not for the newcomers or for the youngsters. I guess this is the learning that everybody will take home with them after watching the video. uh, Thank you so much for sharing such wonderful insights about your journey and advising in the best way possible to us. It was lovely having you again. I'm saying this because it was, and I'm really looking forward to having a chat with you again on some trending topics in the industry. Till then, please take care of yourself, stay safe. And for our viewers, if you like this chat with Nuran, please like and share this video. And do not forget to subscribe to ClickAway Creators YouTube channel to appreciate what we do. And you have more coming from industry leaders like Nuran. This is Bharti for BizTalk signing off. Take care. Bye-bye.